Let us know now the splitting in tetrahedral complexes. Tetrahedral complexes means 4 ligands will be there. I want to imagine it is in the cubic form. How many corners do cube remain with? 8 corners. I want out of those 8 only 4. How can I choose? Consider upper square of the cube. Means how many corners? 4 corners. And floor square, bottom square has 4 corners. Just you have to imagine. By the way, 4 corners are there which are facing towards you. Which are towards you. 4 are towards me. 4 are towards your left side. 4 are towards your right side. These are the 2 walls facing each other. Upper and down, these 2 walls opposite each other, and wall towards you and wall towards me. Total 3 pairs of walls are there. Total 6 faces are there. 6 faces, 8 corners. That's the consideration of cube. I repeat, 2 are upside and 2 are downside from your point of view, towards your side. 2 are towards me, upside, and 2 are downside towards me. So likewise 8 total corners are there, and those 8 corners I have to occupy by ligands. How I am selecting the ligands? Let us consider. To your left upside there is one ligand. Alternate corners I have to choose. So if I change the place and if I come to the right side, this corner, no ligand will be there. Come down, yes, there will be ligand. So along this diagonal of a cube face which is towards you, there are ligands. So 2 ligands are here in this way. They are along left right diagonal of the face which is towards you. Here there is a ligand. Now I am approaching towards me. Towards my side, whichever the adjacent point is there ligand will not be there because alternate corners we have to occupy now. I am coming down now. Towards my right bottom, there is ligand now. Adjacent, no. Upside position, yes. So what is the position of diagonal? This diagonal. From left to right, left top to right bottom, from my point of view, there will be ligands. Also from your point of view, from left top to right bottom, ligands are there. So it looks as like from your point of view observe, arrangement you will feel as if like, and at center there is a metal ion. Now I have to consider orbitals. Axial orbitals. This is our x-axis passing through center of the cube. Y-axis passing through center of the cube. Z-axis passing through center of the cube. Axial orbitals dx square minus y square and dz square. Those orbitals will face to the center of the face of the cube. Means dx square minus y square orbital, the lobe along y-axis will face to center of the face. The face which is there towards you know, it will be at the center of that face. Similarly, face which is approaching towards me, center of the face approaching towards right side, left side, upside, downside. So Z orbital is there from the center of the upper face to metal, center of the down face. So likewise, axial orbitals are there. And how non-axial orbitals are there? Non-axial orbitals are then between axes. If I consider the y-axis and x-axis, consider now. Between these two, non-axial orbitals are there. So where are they facing? They are facing towards center of the edge. So center of the edge, non-axial orbitals are pointing. And center of the face, axial orbitals are pointing. Ligands are at alternate corners. What do you think? Which point will be near to the ligand? Center of the edge or center of the face? Ligands are at corner. Just think on that. Cube is there. Alternate corners, ligands are there. Center of the face, axial lobes, and center of the edge, non-axial lobes. Which points are near? Non-axial point is near. The center of the edge point is near to the ligand. More near the orbital is, more repulsion it will experience. So whose energy will increase? Non-axial orbital's energy will increase. How many non-axial orbitals are there? 3. Therefore, energy of T2G set will increase Energy of Ag set will decrease, and whatever the logic that I applied for octahedral complexes, energy of Eg orbital was increased by zero point 0.6 delta O. Energy of T2G orbital decreased by zero point 0.4 delta O. Here reverse is going to occur. T2 orbitals are increasing and E orbitals are decreasing. So T2 orbitals will increase by amount zero point 0.4. Now delta will not come. Delta T. Delta T is a splitting parameter for tetrahedral complexes. And each orbitals will decrease by amount zero point 0.6 delta T. From energy point of view, if I have to represent the energy of the E set, I can say here minus zero point 0.6 delta T. Barycenter, energy 0. T2 orbital, energy will be plus zero point 0.4 delta T. Total gap, delta T. Other way, if I measure in terms of 10 dq, then T2 set will increase by amount 4 dq and each set will decrease by amount 6 dq. Since no orbital is directly facing the ligands, the splitting parameter, splitting gap is less. Disparity, separation, difference in the interaction is less, and therefore tetrahedral complexes experience less kind of splitting. Quantity I tell to you, delta T is equal to 4 by 9 delta O. You can prepare description with the help of these 5 points. First point is a basis of CFT, which involves metal ion as a positively charged and ligand we consider as a negative point charges, and they impart a negative field on the d orbitals, electrons present in d orbitals of the metal ion, and spherically symmetric hypothetical field and how the energy changes occurs. That's a general idea as a basis of CFT you need to explain. Second point is the shapes of d orbitals, because splitting depends upon orientation of these d orbitals, directions of the lobes of d orbitals, and ligand approach. So if shapes are clear, then only you can describe the splitting. And third point, how exactly is a ligand up with relation to the shapes of d orbitals, that we need to describe with the help of diagram. The fourth point, in the real sense, how splitting occurs, the splitting gap, the labeling of energy terms, labeling of those orbitals, spherically symmetrical hypothetical field, energy of the free metal ion, complete splitting diagram with labeling. Fifth point, explanation you can give, comment you can give about the splitting, that's a splitting parameter. Here I like to discuss from second point. It's a representation of all 5d orbitals. First one, d z square orbital, where lobes are along z axis and donut shape of ring is there in xy plane. Second is dx square minus y square orbital, where lobes are perfectly along x and y axes. So these two orbitals, dz square and dx square minus y square, are axial orbitals. It is a doublet. Therefore, it is represented by symbol small e. Because of center of symmetry, we can represent them as Eg. If a resultant complex has the center of inversion, then we will represent by Eg. Otherwise, simply we will say as E. Especially for tetrahedral complexes, we represent it by E, and for octahedral, we represent it by Eg. Third orbital is dyz, where lobes are in between y and z axes, perfectly in between y and z axes. Fourth one, dxz orbital, where lobes are between x and z orbitals. And last one, dxy orbital. Here also lobes are between x and y. Only from this representation you will understand all these three comes in one category. Lobes are not along axis. Those are represented by the symbol T2, T for triplet, 2 for non-axiality, and G for gyroidness. In case if complex has that centrosymmetric arrangement, then we will use the term T2G. So this diagram describes two sets of orbitals at metal ion, Eg and T2G. Here is a diagrammatic representation of arrangement of ligands. Arrangement of orbitals means their orientations, and the alignment of axes. In cubic way, we are explaining all the things. By black color, ligands are represented. We could able to see only three ligands because fourth ligand is at the behind face and its bottom is hidden in the orbitals. By white color, gaps are represented. Vacant sites are represented. Those are not ligands. And in case of orbitals, by gray color, the axial orbitals are represented. By white color, non-axial orbitals are there. Axial orbitals are pointing toward the center of each face, and non-axial orbitals are pointing at center of each edge of the cube. That's our understanding. What are you finding here? Which orbitals are near to the ligand? Right, the orbitals which are pointing toward center of the edge means non-axial orbitals are near to the ligand. So they will experience more repulsion compared to the orbitals which are pointing toward center of the face. Those are axial orbitals. See, it is a clearly observable. Center of the face is far away from the ligand rather than center of the edge. Therefore, T2G orbitals will experience more repulsion than EG. Let us see now the splitting diagram. Here is a representation of free metal ion d orbitals which are of low energy and splitted d orbitals in tetrahedral crystal field. All 5 d orbitals in tetrahedral crystal field are of higher energy than free metal ion. It emphasizes there is a repulsion experienced by each and every orbital in tetrahedral field. Lowest orbitals are 2, dx square minus y square and dz square. It's a doublet E. And highest split orbitals are 3, dxy, dyj, dxz. Those are represented by T2. This will be more clear by this new diagram. Comparative splitting between tetrahedral crystal field and octahedral crystal field is represented here. The middle 5 d orbitals that you are finding, that is the energy level of d orbitals which are in spherically symmetrical hypothetical field, and left side compartment is called tetrahedral crystal field. There you are finding two orbitals, that's a doublet, dx square minus y square and dz square. They decreases in energy by how much amount? 0.6 delta T. That decrease should be more. And what is the label for that? E. While drawing diagram, be careful that decrease you have to show in more quantity compared to increase, because increase of those three orbitals dxy, dyj, dxz means T2 set is by 0.6 delta T. From this diagram, it is very clear that delta O is larger, or I can say delta T is smaller, and mathematically it can be represented as delta T is equal to 4 by 9 delta O. Is a rough approximation between the splitting parameters. Conclusion: tetrahedral splitting parameter is less compared to octahedral. Pay attention towards labeling. In octahedral crystal field, labeling of the respective orbitals was by G, T2G, EG, and in tetrahedral crystal field that G is not there because tetrahedral complexes are with no center of inversion, center of symmetry is not there, because of that G is absent. Here short answered question for your homework. We have found the crystal field splitting parameter for both fields, octahedral and tetrahedral. I want comparison among them. Related to octahedral crystal field, in tetrahedral crystal field, splitting parameter is smaller or larger. I mean delta T is smaller or larger with respect to delta O. Write your answer in comment box. Is the splitting for tetrahedral complex clear? Let us see the splitting diagram for other geometry, that's a square planar complexes, in next part.